Hey, it's the Hunter and Billy Can't Fight show.
Let's talk about that.
Introducing first in the left corner.
I fart and it hurts.
Introducing seconds in the right corner.
It's the dirty ball. Oh.
Let's get ready to...
You got it, buddy.
That was not English. I meant to say dirty boy. I'm fresh off of work.
Yeah.
All right. You want to hear about this bullshit?
Yeah?
Okay.
Well, first, I guess, hello, welcome to the Hunter and Billy Can't Fight show. I'm Bill.
I'm Hunter. Sorry, I'm heated. So, I got off of work today. Knew we were shooting the pod.
Right.
I was excited to come here. I had to pass a lot of schools on my way here. So
Okay.
it was a lot of backed up traffic, a lot of kids trying to get home, blah, blah, blah. I did not realize we got to the point where kids are riding those electric scooters home from school,
Oh.
like on main roads.
Oh, the kid was just blasting on
Bro,
a main street?
He cut me off.
He says, hey, I'm scooting here.
Dude,
That's crazy.
and it's like, bro, like, first of all, he was a kid. I don't know what kind of school it was, so I don't know if he was a high school kid or a middle school kid, but he definitely wasn't an elementary school kid. So we'll get that out of the way.
Right.
But he cut me off, and I let him come out, and then he went to the lane closest to the other side.
Uh-huh.
I was in the curb lane.
Yeah.
So I let him go, and he went to that lane. So then I start driving.
Uh-huh.
Well, yeah, I had to let him go because he was waiting, and he was doing one of these, telling me he's trying to pull out to go that way.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, yeah, go. This is interesting. So I let him go, and then we're driving, and then, bro, he didn't do one of these. He didn't do one of these. He just right in front of me. Right fucking in front of me.
Shit.
And he's wearing a motorcycle helmet.
What the hell?
I have a video of it that I'm going to send to you so you get an idea of what the fuck this kid was doing.
Oh, really?
Backpack on the back, motorcycle helmet on, scooting.
What the hell? Here, show it to me.
I got you. Dude, I was upset. Because it's like, bro, I let you out, and that thing does not go very fast.
Dude,
This is on Mayfield Road.
that is crazy, dude.
You know where it's super busy all the time?
Nobody knows how to drive in Mayfield.
Nobody.
I'm convinced of it.
Not in Chagrin either.
God, bro, that's crazy.
They cut me off. Like, I will wreck you. I'm in a car. I'm in a 4x4. You have two wheels.
You're like, and I have a helmet on. I'm like, why did you have a helmet on?
I don't trust an airbag.
Dude, it's so good. It's nuts because like my job recently, like we're way more remote now. And so I used to like driving. It only pisses me off now. You know what I mean? And when I started, like people were at work were all like, we should just be fully remote. And I was like, babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whiny little babies. And now that I'm like, you know, almost a year in, I'm like, we should be fully remote.
Dude, I have to give you the props on that.
Okay.
I couldn't do it. My
Oh.
ADHD and ADD would be kicking. If I know I can play Rainbow Six Siege at any point in the day, no work is getting
that's
done.
so funny.
None. Zero.
Yeah, you know, and people will constantly, like my coworkers will constantly tell me that like they'll do some pretty questionable stuff while they're on the clock. And I just don't have that confidence level. I'm like, there's no way they're like watching my like, I don't know, like mouse or whatever.
Right.
But I'm in the head space where like they are. So I'm like
Right.
constantly trying to at least do stuff. So, yeah, I mean, who knows if that confidence level will change? Because, like, I'm on it, like, with my numbers and stuff, so I don't think anybody would bat an eye, but whatever. But
Dude,
it is weird, man. I'll tell you that.
That's why I'm so thankful I dodged that COVID school stuff by a year, dude. None of my work would have got done.
Because you graduated in 2019?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. If I had that little remote, dude, Marcus's, my cousin, his graduation was a slideshow.
As we go on, we remember. Sponsored by PowerPoint.
Just their yearbook photos.
Dude, that's so funny.
That would have been good for me because I didn't walk.
Oh, that's right. Dude, and I remember me and your family were on you for years about who was going to get the tickets.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that we just created an environment where now you're like, well, now I just don't want to go because I don't want to decide who gets the tickets.
Yeah.
That's just like super fair.
Well, not only that, but like I barely talked to anybody that I went to school with. I had a select few, like I had like maybe like 20 people that I actually talked to.
Right.
So everybody, I just didn't feel like going to sit there for 5+ hours was worth anybody's time.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
So it was just like, man, I picked up my diploma on Saturday morning.
Yeah, and you know what? My graduation sucked ass, dude. Like,
You went to a very populated school.
oh well, I still graduated from North.
Oh, that's
so yeah.
right.
So my last 2 years, I went to a school that like I think the graduating class was like 1,200, but I graduated from North where the graduating class is like 200 or 300, maybe a little bit more. Because North wasn't like a small school by any means. It was like mid, right?
Right.
So yeah, dude, fuck going to a graduation with 1,200 other kids.
Dude,
dog, I got other things to do.
You want to hear the craziest thing? I didn't walk graduating from North with
Yeah.
a graduating class that big, but I attended my friend Brian's graduation from Menor.
Ah, dude, rest in peace.
It was at the Cleveland It was at the Cleveland Cavaliers arena.
Oh, is that the arena? I guess that makes sense,
If
dude.
that has to tell you how big this graduating class is, the Cavs play there on Fridays. The kids graduate on Saturdays.
Dude, that's so funny, man. My graduation sucked ass because I went to a tech program for my last 2 years. So I went to North High School my first 2 years, then I went to Menor for my last two. But it was through a tech program, so I was technically still always a North student. So when I graduated, it was with a bunch of people I haven't seen in 2 years and honestly didn't give a fuck about. And we were doing like our rehearsal, and I was just like, the whole time I was there, I was like, I'm surrounded by the worst people I've ever met. Like I didn't see like a familiar face at the time where I was like, I'm glad I'm seeing them. And obviously it's all like alphabetical, so it's
Right.
like I don't know if it's just a thing where everybody with the last name that starts with an S just sucks ass, except for me. But I know I'm just maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah. You meet an asshole for every day for a week who's really the asshole.
Damn it. But yeah, like speaking of remote work, like, you know, I spent like 10 years working in a factory, and now you're doing like electrician work. And I'm sure you found that, and granted yours was a trade, mine was just like mindless moving things.
Right.
But I'm sure you found like you and I don't want to speak for you, but you can like zone out and do that job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda. It depends what I'm doing. But if it's like, if for example, like if we're doing like a rough, which is where the house is being built. If we're doing like a room and we're just doing outlets for the day, I'm zoned.
Okay.
I'm listening to a podcast or I'm listening to music, and it's literally factory work. You're literally
Yeah.
just making sure you're doing every outlet the exact same way, unless it's like a 2-way, 3-way, but that's too technical. Like not too technical, but it's not fun to listen to.
Right. Yeah, that's like a thing. So last year, I decided to transition into more like white collar work. So I got an office job that was terrible, and it was mostly just because my boss sucked ass. He was terrible,
Like most.
That's fair, and I won't say like now all my bosses rock, which is like so good. But anyways, yeah, I transitioned into this like white collar field. It was at a high stress job with a terrible boss, not a lot of support. And so I was like, man, did I like up? Like, should I just stuck to, but you know, factory work feels like a pure dead end. Like you're not going to get, much further.
Dude, and you're right. Like, fucking, I don't know if you can really count my prior job as factory work.
It was, yeah.
Okay, well then there you have it.
Yeah.
I came in there hungry as hell, fresh out of high school, wanted to just make money and succeed.
That's how they get you.
And they told me, learn everything. We need people to be cross-trained. You learn how to do all of this in a year, and you could be a lead or a supervisor, this, that, and the third. Learned it all in like 5 months. It wasn't hard work.
He did, yeah.
And then they're like, oh, yeah, well, fuck. You're too young. And I'm like, okay.
They're like, we're going to have to let you go. And then like the next month, they're like, why can't we ever find good workers?
Yeah. Dude, they fired everybody.
Dude, exactly. And Yeah, so I transitioned into this office space and had a terrible job for like 8 months and then left and got a much better job. And it's been awesome. And now I see the other side is greener, but that's a thing that I miss every day is just being able to zone out and do the work. My job is, dealing with people all day.
Yeah.
And so like I can never just like auto, you know what I mean? Like there's times where like when I'm doing certain things, I can obviously like multitask it out, but always something demands my attention. And I remember when I was working in factory, I would talk to the office people a lot because I was just curious. And I remember asking one of them I think in hindsight I was kind of shitty about it because I was like, how does it feel to like go home and like have all this energy, And this chick who was an engineer, she's like, well, I actually don't have that much energy because I get pretty mentally exhausted. And me being like a typical blue collar in my head, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm like mentally exhausted, whatever. Now, dude, mentally exhausted is way worse. Dude, it is so much worse because it's like before, man, I'd work like a 12-hour shift and then just take some pre-workout and hit the gym. Right. Now, if I'm mentally exhausted, I'm like, I can't even like fathom the process of lifting a dumbbell.
Right.
And it seems so crybaby until now that I'm in it and I'm like, fuck,
dude,
man.
Like I'm not even gonna try to like overdo my job, but some days it's like both of those combined.
Oh, I bet. Because, with a trade, I bet.
Dude, it's just like trying to figure out how you want to wire some things or trying to understand why something is messing up. Like if I'm going to a job for a service and I'm trying to troubleshoot plus the labor of that day, I'm shot.
That's a great point. Shot. Yeah, I always like, I have such a respect for the trades in general. And my job now is like recruiting mechanics.
Right.
So I just talk to people all day that I'm like, I have so much respect for. Versus, again, what I was doing was I was just taking an object and then moving it. So, like, it's not a lot of thought involved. But, yeah, that's a great point. I never really thought of it like that.
Dude, it gets crazy. Like, it's not only that, but, like, there was one day recently, my girlfriend had slept over, and we stayed up pretty late because we were just hanging out. And I had work the next morning, and that was the same day I had called you at work.
Oh, dude.
So I was just out of it.
Yeah.
And I was already annoyed. And like you said, like you start to zone out. I was trying to zone out, but I might have zoned out too much. That day, dude, I think I had shocked myself at least 6 times.
Oh, no.
7 times to the point where it was like I was laughing, but one of those like,
yeah, I'm this close.
I'm this fucking close. Yeah, guys, I got mad at work and I had to call Bill to calm me down.
It was crazy. He was like, I need you to talk to me because I'm about to walk off right now.
I'm about to fucking quit.
I know. I was like, dude, how much is your car payment? He's like, good point.
I was like, but I might be able to manage. You're like, aren't you looking for a place? And I'm like, fuck.
When it rains, it pours, man.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny. I mean, well, you're 23 right now. I don't think... No, at 23, I was like steadily working at that factory job. It was like the first long job I had. But dude, at like from 18 to 21, when it came to jobs, I was a piece of shit, dude. Because I was like, if you inconvenience me at all, I'm out. Dude, like, it was a problem.
You want to hear about my job?
Yeah.
Bro, imagine working for multi-million-dollar families, and then you do an entire room, and then they come to walk the house, and like, this isn't really what I envisioned. And then you gotta redo all of it.
Bro, that's so good.
You just spent a month doing this, and then they're like, I don't really feel it.
Yeah.
Which is okay, because we're getting paid the same regardless. But, like, there's that little part of you that's like, oh, you fucking.
I bet. But overall, you're enjoying the line of work.
Dude, it doesn't feel like work, and it still doesn't. It still really doesn't. It's, I love learning, so I think, like, the art of, like, you're never going to finish learning electricity.
That's a great
point. like not only that, but even if you were to try to stay on top of it as much as you can, technology is really affecting it so much to where there's always new stuff coming out. And rules are always changing. I do genuinely enjoy it, like learning the trade.
That's
and
awesome.
then also the houses that I see.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Because, Hunter got to skip, like, the bullshit part, technically, right? Like, somebody was saying, like, you'd never have to work on, like, the really shitty houses. Is that, except for today. So maybe that's not true?
So where I work, in the department I work in, we typically do very nice houses, but that also comes with a lot of like negatives with the positives.
Okay.
Yes, I'm doing these multi-million-dollar mansions, but it's also multi-million-dollar tech.
Oh, yeah.
The house I'm doing right now, one driver for their panelized lighting is $2,000.
Oh,
And they have enough of those to equal out to $50,000 just in their paneling.
So you better not fuck up.
Yeah, so like that day I shocked myself 3 times, 5 times. If I blew that thing 5 times, that's $2,000 that could have got fucked.
Oh, my God.
So it's like, it's hit or miss. It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't want to do these trap houses that my friends are, you know, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to do the trap houses or like these like very bad homes, but you actually learn how to do like the basics there.
That's a great point.
I'm not doing basics. I'm doing multi-million-dollar tech.
Right.
So it's like, it's hit or miss. It's like, I would like to do a mix of both, but I haven't got there yet.
It's been cool to like watch you sort of not only have passion in the craft, but also like learn it, because it was like so funny. Like I have this outlet, most of our gear is plugged into this terrible outlet. Like everything just falls out of it. And Hunter's like,
shit has butter in the outlets, dude. It just falls right out.
It's crazy. Hunter will move his chair because it's by him. He'll move it to the like left a little bit, and it'll just fall out. And he's like, I have to remember not to do that on the podcast. And it was just so funny, like showing him, and he was like, I could change that.
I can change that.
I'm just like, not that it's like, you know, the craziest thing, but it's cool because Hunter, you also helped me move, and that was so funny to me to watch you like. You came in, it was like our first down moment where maybe we could relax for a second, and you're like, let me see what your panels do. He's going down, he's looking at this panel, he's like, this is an old ass house.
Bro, you can tell by the panel how old the house is, I'm telling you.
That's awesome.
It's super cool. It even turned into a bit. That every time Bill introduced me, I introduced myself. I am an electrician.
That's so funny, dude. There was this chick that I was working with, and I was like, this is when Hunter was single, and I was trying to like, I think honestly, jokingly hook it up.
Completely joking.
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, you'd like him. He's I was like, yeah, you'd like him. He's my little brother. And I told him, I was like, hey, I'm trying to like talk you up to this girl I work with, and he's like, yo, tell her I'm an electrician. And that's like the only detail that she knows about you. So whenever she asks about you, she's like, how's your electrician brother doing?
No, that's some bullshit too, because I actually met her.
That's right.
And then you tried introducing me, and she just said, hey.
I know, bro.
What's up?
Yeah, she was just like,
fuck off.
I was like, dude, this is like, because we built this bit for a long time.
Months of bidding went to shit. I did that. I'm like, okay, well, I got nothing out of this work.
I know. I was like standing there. I was like, I'll see you later. You know what I mean? I was like,
bro, she didn't even look at me for longer than 3 seconds.
I know.
So I don't know if she was just like not interested, or if she was like, she didn't even make eye contact when she said hi.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we were at a bar.
Yeah, but
She might have been chalked up.
I don't think so, because actually I think she like regulated, and then she was the first one to leave.
Is she gonna see this?
Yeah, probably.
I'm an electrician. So there's something that happened that I really need to talk to you about. This feels so unreal to me. And I know that you're not into it like you used to.
Okay.
But this is something that happened at the pay-per-view of the last AEW show.
Oh, this is a wrestling thing?
Yes, this is a wrestling thing. This is the company that is, I guess you could say, competing with WWE.
Oh, is this the AEW thing?
Yes, this is AEW. And the idea of... So I'll give you my opinion afterwards and I'll talk more, but I can't really say too much until you see it. So I need you to see this so you understand how crazy it is. If you want to skip a little bit ahead, you can.
Hey guys, Future Bill here. Whoa. I just wanted to pop in and apologize real quick because what we're about to get into, we don't mention one time what we're watching. And Hunter and I are really new to the podcasting space. So, we're learning, because we're so new to podcasting, we didn't give any context at all. So what Hunter's about to show me is a wrestler that him and I are both aware of, whose name is Edge. He made a surprise move going from WWE to AEW, which is like a big deal. So Hunter is showing me the debut of that moment. So it's a lot of us going, whoa, he did it. And when we say he, we're talking about Edge. So I hope that provides a little bit more context. And, if you guys have been enjoying the show so far, please feel free to leave comments or DM us at Can't Fight Show on, Instagram or TikTok with some things that you guys have noticed that we could improve on. I would really appreciate it. I know Hunter would appreciate it too. So, with all that being said, thanks so much, guys, for listening. And, here we go. Oh, God.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
This is all you really need to see to understand how big of a deal this is.
Okay. Oh, shit!
That motherfucker jumped ship.
Holy shit. You think you know me? Dang. Well, you were telling me that you didn't think that he was going to be able to take his name with him, right?
He can't.
Oh!
So he is under the name, his real name, Adam Copeland.
Oh, holy shit.
But he got to keep Rated R Superstar.
Okay.
And that motherfucker's friends with the dude who made his song, so he got to take that with him because they didn't own the rights.
Oh, bro. Good for him. He looks good, too.
Dude, he looks so crazy.
Dude, I remember when he came back on WWE. Again, I was out of it at that point, but I got emotional when he got to come back.
And now that he's doing it again in a whole new world, it's just like me and my cousin were talking about this for an hour on the phone. It just it feels so unreal.
Oh my God.
These childhood heroes that we had, seeing them in other companies just doesn't feel right. We were... I wasn't, per se. I was too young to see it. I don't know if you were really watching at the time. I don't think you were. But so none of us experienced those Monday Night Wars.
Oh, yeah.
When wrestling was at its biggest and you had two of the biggest companies colliding.
Oh.
So it's for us, this feels like that's what this is almost turning into.
Wow.
It's turning into that they're battling.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of those fans that are going to say that they're not and that it's not good for business. But this is where business is at its best.
Yeah.
Because WWE can't slack anymore now that they got the new kids on the block that are trying to catch up.
Yeah.
And when you see people like this jump ship, because he was just in WWE a couple months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's in AEW now.
Crazy.
And I don't know if you can tell who that is right next to him, but that's Christian. His name was just Christian. I don't know if you remember, but those two were a tag team, and they were best friends in the WWE.
Oh, wow.
They did it all together. So he went there, a lot of, on the podcasts and shit, Edge talks about his kids call him Uncle Jay. That's how close they are.
That's crazy.
So I guess he was thinking about retiring, and his daughter was like, why don't you just go wrestle with Uncle Jay?
Oh, shit.
So he signed with AEW.
Crazy.
Not only that, but it's full time.
Wow.
He will be there every week.
Wow.
So
man.
Not only that, but this is the craziest part where nobody in the WWE in diehards, they'll never admit that they're catching up.
Oh,
but
gotcha.
If this doesn't tell you that they're catching up, then his first match will be Tuesday.
Oh, shit. Okay.
WWE's developmental show is on Tuesday. What I was showing you before, NXT.
Yeah,
That's where the younger guys go.
Uh-huh.
This Tuesday on NXT, they have John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and one of their best women talents on their developmental show. They never do that.
Oh, that's so funny, dude.
They're competing.
Yeah. Dude, that's crazy.
Dude, it's sick.
Wow, how nuts, man.
Dude, it's going to be insane to see this.
I know also Edge had a movie. Did you hear about that at all? It's like basically most of it takes place on an airplane.
No.
Okay, we'll watch it together,
Okay.
and we'll probably make a commentary track for it.
I know he's going to be in the new Percy Jackson.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Good for him, man.
He keeps talking about it.
It's crazy.
He's definitely plugging it. I don't know if he said it was a show or a new movie. I don't know. I don't know
Okay.
what they're doing. I'm not hip to the Percy Jackson news.
Yeah. Not in your wheelhouse.
It's not.
Kind of fucked up, but okay.
I'm sorry. I like the movies. I just don't. I haven't heard anything about a new movie coming out.
Yeah. And it's funny to like watch stuff like this because like when you and I like met, I think you specifically got no, sorry. I know I was barely into wrestling when I met you, but you were 100% in. And so I was like, I guess I'm 100% in. And we would like watch. I liked SmackDown the most. I think you like Raw. Is that right? You like Raw the most?
Yeah, so that was only because at the time, John Cena had just went to Raw. I just followed
Exactly.
Cena.
And
was a
I only
little
like
kid,
SmackDown because I like Rey Mysterio.
and Ray was on Ray.
Exactly. So I was going to ask you, like, now we're all fully aware that it's fake. It's like
Right.
entertainment. But when we were kids, there was an air of, is this real or not? Which was a huge, like, mystery. And it's funny to, like, now be an adult, look back and be like, obviously it's not, right?
Right.
Do you ever miss that? Because it seems like what I like is that you've transitioned into loving the behind the scenes and then seeing the final product. But is there ever a piece of you where you're like, man, I wish I had that wonder of, is this real again?
No. Because I think I grew to like and respect what goes behind it more than the mystery. The fact that knowing that it's not real, but they're still doing Canadian destroyers off of a ladder through 4 tables.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's like, if it's real, then that dude really just put him through 4 tables and did a Canadian destroyer off the top of a ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing the behind the scenes, that dude had the balls to go up there and know he was about to get Canadian destroyed off of a ladder through 4
Oh,
tables.
I love that. That's cool.
It's like, it's almost like if it wasn't real, then oh shit, he just got it.
yeah.
He knows it's coming, and he had to subconsciously be like, oh fuck, it's about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's crazy to me. That it's way more crazy to me. It's like the shit still hurts. I think most people have come to terms with that.
Yeah.
It's not fake. It's just, you know what's coming.
Uh-huh.
Obviously they're not trying to knock each other out like it's a UFC fight,
Mm-hmm.
but they're trying to make it look real.
Yeah.
And sometimes that goes wrong. Sometimes that goes well. But it's like, the biggest goal of pro wrestling is for the people watching or in attendance. It's to make them feel.
I love that.
I like the idea of like trying to make somebody feel something.
That's cool,
Like
man.
with what the clip I just showed you, like I was literally holding my girlfriend, waiting for this to happen. And I straight up had to tell her like, yo, so there's a possibility this dude might show up and I might freak out like a schoolgirl. So if that happens, I'm sorry.
That's awesome.
So then it happens, which you can't see this, but they pulled like 3 swerves
Okay.
because the owner of this company likes fucking with everyone's emotions,
Nice.
but in like a good way. So the 3 major things happened before this, and you were like, that was it? They're not actually going to do it? And then the lights went out. So then I start freaking out, and then like I was freaking out to the point where it was like, she was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm happy for you.
Dude, that's awesome.
Dude, it's just like, it makes you feel. That's all wrestling is.
I was thinking about, like, there was this clip going viral where, like, Hulk Hogan, I think, was on Joe Rogan. Yeah, which I'm not here to talk about Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
But, like, Joe Rogan was mind blown at the fact that, like, Hulk Hogan was saying, like, I can hit you with a hammer and I can make it look real and you'll be fine. And Joe wasn't, like, getting that. He was like, but it's a hammer. Is it like a fake hammer? He's like, no, that's a real hammer. He's like, but I can hit you with it and you won't feel it. Like, you know, and it was like this kind of cool thing because, like, when you're talking about knowing the behind the scenes or even knowing just like, okay, yes, it's fake that he's getting put through 4 tables, but he's actually getting put through 4 tables.
Yeah.
There is a technique to certain things that, as you mentioned, doesn't make it painless. It just makes it livable.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
all wrestling is. Like, back in the day, we saw Jeff Hardy jump off the Tron through the stage on Randy Orton.
Oh, man.
Obviously, it wasn't the metal part of the stage.
Yeah.
And maybe they had padding at the bottom, but he still jumped from like 30, 40 feet in the air and went through something.
Yeah.
Or even like, dude, we're not even going to do it right now, but if you look up Spike Dudley clips, that dude's job in WWE was to just get thrown. Like, in the fact that he's still walking today is crazy, because if you watch it, like, and that's my other thing that I hate, is like the misconception that a wrestling ring feels like a trampoline.
Wow.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I own one.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally wood in a metal frame with padding about this thick. Honestly, dude, I also wrestled in high school and in middle school, and a wrestling mat is thicker than wrestling ring like padding.
Wow.
It's not as soft. So when these dudes are getting suplexed off ladders or slammed, or like, bro, being in a ring with Brock Lesnar has to be the most terrifying thing, whether it's fake or not.
That's a good point.
Nobody's telling me. Dude, there was that meme that was going viral like a year ago where it was like, if the alien came, who would you send? Brock fucking Lesnar. I don't care if it's fake. I don't want to get in a ring with Brock.
Dude, yeah. That's so
that
funny.
motherfucker Brock Lesnar was in the NFL, a collegiate wrestler, a UFC champion, and a legend in WWE.
Wow.
What am I going to do against Brock Lesnar, even if it is fake?
Yeah.
He's going to kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to dump me on my neck, and he's going to get a $500-something thousand paycheck, and he's going to go home. I'm going to walk with a crook in my neck for about a year.
But you're going to be like, damn, that was cool. I got to wrestle with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I would show everybody, hey, look at me get my ass kicked.
Dude, that's so funny. That reminds me of kids from high school that like would always get in fights, and then someone would record them, and then they would go around showing it, win or loss. And I remember this kid, like, quote unquote, won a fight. I think his name was Dylan. It was at like Jaxie, you know.
I've had so many fights at Jaxie's. Not me personally, but I've been to so many fights at Jaxie's.
It was like it was an event, you know,
Yeah,
like once a week you go to a Jaxie's, watch a fight.
Did our high school have a fight club?
I guess so, and here we are talking about it. No, but yeah, he was like, watch this fight. He was like with me at lunch or something, and I'm watching it, and he's getting destroyed, like just destroyed the whole time. And he gets knocked on his ass next to this bike that's like all locked up. And the dude starts walking away because he won, clearly. And so this kid, like next to that bike, he like unscrews a bike peg, which are fucking heavy.
Yeah,
dude.
that's a murder weapon.
Oh my God. And dude, he yeets it at this kid's head, like, and misses. He like nails him in the neck, and he falls on the ground. And yeah, he's like, yeah, I whooped that bitch's ass. And I had to sit there because I'm like, there's a lot of bikes here. I had to sit there and be like, damn, you got it.
No. Hey, bro. All I can say is I can hear Ice-T right now. Oh, he got killed with a bike peg.
You're telling me the victim got killed with a bike peg?
Bro, that is not good. No. Wait, so you're telling me the dude won?
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote.
With the guy who actually won, or the guy,
the guy
who
who
committed
actually
murder?
won.
Yeah, he won.
So
for
he
sure.
won.
He was walking away.
He was done.
Yeah.
The dude took the time to unscrew the bike peg.
Yeah,
the
dude.
twist.
Oh my God, it was crazy.
Cocked that bitch back like Peyton Manning.
Uh-huh.
And then tried to throw it.
Yeah, he yeeted it like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, like
And then it hit him in the back of the neck.
Yeah. Possibly paralyzed him.
And then he was like, I beat that bitch's
He's
ass.
like, that. Look at that bitch on the ground.
I couldn't do it in person, but I had a bike pack.
He's like, I almost first agreed his ass.
What if when he was telling you that, you were watching and you look at him and he pulled the peg out of his back pocket? And he's like, I still got it today.
It's just covered in spine.
Finish you.
Dude, yeah, no, for real. He like walked on cloud 9 for like a week. And I had to sit there and be like, yeah, man, for sure.
Couldn't get it done by myself, but luckily I had this bike
I
pack
know.
here.
I'm putting Loctite on all my bikes from now on. I'm just like, I don't want anybody to commit murder with my bike, dog. That's crazy. It's so funny, like the fact that, in high school, I had like a really big mouth and I never got hit for that. I didn't get hit until you.
Fuck you. Hey, no, we're really about to open this can of worms.
Yeah, I didn't get punched in the face ever until it was your fault. So no, I'm just
My
kidding.
fault.
It wasn't your
A
fault.
whole
That
bunch
dude was
of
crazy.
delinquents threatened to stab me.
Well, you kind of had that coming. Okay.
Oh, my bad. I'm better at basketball than a fucking minor. Oh. He came to my house.
It's true. Yeah. Yeah, so Hunter had this when he was younger, he had this basketball hoop that was like set up in like the street.
Yeah, if any of you can relate to that, respect. No,
Yeah.
we had no driveway.
Yeah, no driveway.
We
yeah.
pulled that thing up to the street every time we wanted to play. We played in the street for car cam. We moved it.
Yeah. And it was like a side ass street, so not a lot of cars going through there.
No, it was cool.
Yeah, so there was like a day, me, him, and his friend Brandon.
Yes, sir. Brandon, if you're watching, fuck those kids.
How old were you at the time? 13, right? Yeah, because I was 18.
Okay, yeah, I guess.
So, yeah,
either
you had to-
13 or 14.
13 or 14. So yeah, we're just shooting around. And I'm like awful at basketball, but I just like shooting around, And these kids come over. They're like, I don't know, like probably around 9. Like the oldest one was probably 9, right?
Dude, yeah, and it was movie like esque.
Yeah.
Like they came up like, oh, you guys are shit.
Yeah. And so they were like, they lived down the street. They started shooting around with us, and I thought really nothing of it. I was like, whatever. I'm standing next to this like redheaded kid with a bunch of freckles and this like little black kid, and I go to shoot like what would be the equivalent of a 3-pointer, and I miss hilariously bad. And I go, I'm terrible. And the black kid, he goes, what? And I was like, oh, I'm terrible. I was like, it's actually my name. My name is Terrible. And he goes, oh, well, hi, Terrible. And I just go, hey, don't call me that. Like as a joke.
Right.
But I go, hey, don't call me that. It's not very nice. That's all I said. And then I laughed, and I was like, I'm just kidding. As I'm laughing and saying just kidding, the little redhead kid goes, oh, you don't want to talk to him because he's black? And I went, whoa. And I went, that's not funny. I was like, I know that it doesn't seem like a big deal to you now because you're like a kid.
Right.
But it's not funny.
Right.
And so then I just separated myself. I was like, I'm just going to stand behind the hoop. I'm not going to fuck with these kids. There was this one kid who was like pretty short. And was it that he started messing with Brandon or started messing with you?
Me.
Yeah.
He kept calling me fat.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we were playing. He kept telling me I was bad at basketball.
So you challenged him to one-on-one.
No, he challenged me to a one-on-one.
Oh, yeah.
And I kept saying no. I was like, there's no reason for us to play one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And he insisted on it. So then we did. And
Well,
you
like,
know what I did.
Hunter was like basically whooping him, and so the kid's going on and on about how fat Hunter is, and so Hunter just starts making fun of him for being short.
Yeah.
And the kid, because of that, starts getting more frustrated, and he starts swinging on you.
Yeah.
And you basically are just like,
I'm pushing him away.
Yeah.
I'm not punching him.
Yeah, you're just-
I'm not grabbing him.
and you're keeping your distance.
I'm pushing him.
Yeah, but you're still playing basketball.
Yes.
So it's like your back's to him because you're dribbling like backwards, and he's just punching you in the back.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like half your size, so that's fine. But basically, you turn around and he punched you right on the jaw. Like he hit you right in the face. And out of reflex, as you're punched, you pushed your hand out and you basically like pushed him either in the face or the shoulder and he fell over.
Right.
And then the younger
Kid's
like
brother.
Yeah, because they were brothers, right?
It was his stepbrother or something like that.
Yeah. It was the black kid. He goes, "Don't touch my brother!" And he starts running at you, and your friend Brandon then just pushed him, and he fell over. And so now they're both crying, and I'm like, "You guys should just go home." You know what I mean? So they start walking off, and one of them turns around and yells, "I'll kick your fucking ass!" And I was like, "Just go home, please." Like, it was so embarrassing.
Right.
So we're standing there, and this, dude, she looked like 16. She looked like young, dude. And she rolls up, and she looked like...
No, don't forget it.
What, tan?
How'd she roll up?
Dude, okay, yeah. She rolls up on a BMX bike made for like an 8-year-old.
It was her son's bike.
Dude, so like imagine seeing, well, firstly, she didn't look like a mom, but in hindsight, she's a mom. Imagine seeing a mom just like rolling down, you know what I mean? She's going to unscrew one of the pegs and throw it at me. She like, yeah, and she like let the bike like ghost ride for a minute.
Yeah.
And I remember we all looked at it, and even you could tell there was an air like in her brain where she's like, "Oh fuck, I need that."
I need to go get that back.
Dude. But she steps off this bike with such gusto, stands with her fists on her hips. The bike is gone, and she goes, "Which one of you guys hit my kid?" And
I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah. But honestly, in respect to you, immediately you owned up to, well, because I went. Well, firstly, I need to. I go. Oh, hey, firstly, I need to explain what happened. And she goes, "I don't give a fuck. Which one of you guys hit my kid?" And she looked like tan at best. And I went, well, okay. Well, which kid was your kid? And she goes, "Look at my skin. Which fucking kid do you think my kid was?" And I was like, "Oh, I wasn't gonna. Sorry."
Yeah.
And even then, that didn't answer my question.
Right.
And I was like, "Well, here's what happened." And I start explaining it. I get barely into the story, and the kids all come back. And then this car from down the street, it goes
truck,
dude, truck, truck, huge truck,
big truck,
dude. It fucking flames down the street,
almost hits the girl.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny. Screeches barely misses this woman,
dude. He had to slam on the brakes to stop from wrecking his entire family.
I know. Can you imagine he gets out, he's like, "You made me do that."
He runs over his family. He's like, you made me do that.
Yeah, he's like, "You made me Chris Benoit. Nobody makes me Chris Benoit." Dude, he gets out and he's heated. And that, like, if I had to describe him, he was like a short white guy. Kind of looked like Squidward.
Yeah, big nose.
Yeah, and he had like a prison body. Like he was pretty stocky up top, but chicken legs down low.
Yeah.
Like it looked like wind was a problem. And he gets out and he's immediately like, he's on one. He's ready to hit somebody.
He's ready to kill us.
Yeah. But he looks at us and he thinks we're all underage. He doesn't know I'm 18. And I was like, "Hey," and I start to retell the story just to be like, "Hey," because I'm thinking we can be rational about what just happened.
Maybe listen to what your kids just did.
Yeah.
And that nobody got hit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, exactly. And he's popping off and he's not listening to me at all. He goes to one of the kids and he goes, "These are just fucking kids. I don't know what the fuck you want me." And so I don't remember how the rest of the conversation went really at all.
So after he said that, the kid pointed out which ones hit him, and he pointed at me and Brandon.
Oh, yeah.
And then after that, he was like, "Oh, okay. So let's go get your brother and his friends."
That's right. He goes, "How old are you?" And you went 13 or 14, whatever he said at the time. And he looks at Brandon, and he goes, "How old are you?" And he says the same age. And he goes, "Well, oh, that's what he's like. He's like, well, blah, blah, blah is 14. Let's just go fucking get him." And he gets in his car, and I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was like, what are you doing, dude? I was like, what are you talking about? And he goes, I'll be right back. You fucking stay here. And I was like, there's not a shot in hell I'm staying here. You know what I mean? And he fucks off. And so
we left. We went back to your apartment.
Yeah, dude. And so you tell me what happened while we were gone.
So we leave to go to your apartment. Mm-hmm. Later in the night, I get a call. My uncle is living at my house at this time. So I guess there was pounding at my door. So my uncle answers it. It's Squidward with his kids, with the kids' brothers, and all of the brothers' friends. I guess that there was like 10 to 15 people waiting for us to come outside if we were at that house. So we're not there. My uncle talks to him, which I don't understand why he didn't do more in this situation.
He fucked
like
up
adult to an
so
adult.
bad.
And I guess in between that, he told the dude how old you were.
Uh-huh.
And now the dude knows you're an adult.
Yeah, bro.
So now you're on the hit list.
And okay, so and mind you, what we're gonna tell you next, we didn't have like any of. Oh wait, we had those details. Never mind. I thought we were gonna say. I was gonna say I didn't have any detail of what happened while we were gone until after everything happened. But I'm wrong.
Yeah, you did, but we just thought next day is over with. Like, okay, they didn't find us. It is what it is.
So yeah, we were going.
I slept over your house.
Yes,
and then the next day I was going to get clothes because I was going to sleep over again.
Yes, exactly. Okay, yes. So we stopped by your house.
Yep.
And then I think, that's when we got the update. That's when Timmy told you, your uncle told you what happened. Because then I was driving and I was thinking, like, I've never had to deal with like such an irrational
adult.
Yeah, before. I have no idea what to do. And so we ended up at this stoplight. And I'm looking like kind of like past the stoplight. I'm like super zoned out. I have this cup of coffee. Always have worn glasses. My girlfriend at the time is in the passenger seat. Hunter's in the back seat. And I'm looking like zoned out because I'm thinking, how am I going to solve this? Like, how do you communicate with somebody who's clearly not trying to communicate?
Yeah, only wants to fight. He didn't care about the situation. He just wanted to fight.
Exactly.
And even not just him. He wanted his family to fight.
Yeah.
Regardless of the situation.
Exactly. I'm like thinking because I'm like, there's got to be a way I can, And as I'm thinking that, dude, it's like I blinked. Oh, it's like summer, by the way. So like all the windows are down, like
hot as fuck.
Yeah, and I have this cup of coffee in my hand. It was like I blinked, and suddenly, like my girlfriend at the time, who's next to me, I'm looking at her in the eyes. Coffee is everywhere, and my glasses are on the floor. And I was like, it looks terrified behind, like looking at what's behind me, and I'm like, what just happened? And I turned to my left, and that dude, the dad, was in my fucking window, and he hits me again. And I hear a car door open, and he starts going on saying that we called his son the N-word.
Which never happened.
Yeah, we would never do that. And I'm now popping off. I'm screaming. I'm like, get the fuck away. And I'm going off, dude. He's in my window. He goes to hit me again, and I block it. I'm fucking screaming at him. We're at this intersection. And, like, I've always thought about this. I was just at a red light, dude. Imagine he knocked me out and my foot let off the brake. He could have killed all of us.
Yeah.
Dude. So, yeah, it turns out he was following us for blocks. Hunter wasn't really looking at his phone. He got a text from his uncle saying, keep driving. He's following you. And, yeah, he punched me in the face twice, and now we're arguing in the middle of this street. Somebody who's like at this business takes a picture of his license plate, and Hunter is gone. Which honestly, man, respect. Like, I get it.
So look.
Well, you were 13.
Oh, yeah,
bro.
I was 13, 14, and my uncle straight up said, they were 10, 15 deep with kids my age ready to go. And I didn't even do anything. Mm-hmm. So the second I saw him and I saw a truck that could be loaded with kids in the back.
Yeah.
I was out. Dude, I have never been somewhere so fast. So we were at this one street and there's a Subway there. If you normally are just walking maybe 7 minutes down the road, there's a Wendy's.
Yeah.
I passed that Wendy's in about 30 to 40 seconds. I was hopping every fence.
I did.
Dude, there was one fence I went to hop and I like hit and I like rolled over it and I was still going. I was looking back. No, nobody was catching me that day.
No way.
I promise you nobody was catching me that day.
He was gone, dude.
It took me about 3 to 5 minutes. Like I ran and then I stopped and it took me about 3 to 5 minutes to be like, okay, no one's coming. And then I walked back to make sure you were okay.
I got you on the phone. I was like, buddy, where you at? You're like, I'm at Wendy's. I'm like, bro, this guy's gone, dude. I was like, he was gone.
And it makes me so mad because looking back on it, like obviously I'm 13, 14. I wasn't going to do it, but I could have got out the car, started hitting him. And if he hit me back, he would have done 2 to 10.
Oh, dude, for real. That's so funny. What I wish you would have done is when you got out of the car, I wish you would have taken his keys. Because he was driving behind us and he just put his car in park and then got out.
I could have just ran to his truck.
Dude, the bystander who gave me the photo, he told me, he was like, that guy looked so calm. He's like, I thought he was going to ask you for directions. And then all of a sudden he hit you. I was like, bro, that's crazy. So yeah, like I'm in my car. I'm yelling at him. And he goes, then get the fuck out. And I was basically like, you don't want me to get the fuck out. Like, I was going wild. And mind you, I've never really been in a fight. I'm by all means a pussy. But I was like, I was just on one. And so he starts walking away from my car. And I decided, I was like, fuck it. I'm getting out of the fucking car. I get out. He like basically runs into his truck. And I stand in front of it, and I was like, let's fucking go. Like, I was going crazy.
Now that I got out of the car, you want to walk back?
That's what happened, bro. And he goes, I was like, and I said, you fucked up today. I was like, the police are already on their way. Because, like, basically, as soon as I got hit, my girlfriend at the time called the police. And he goes, he rolls his window down. He's like, you can tell them that I'm at my house. And I was like, no, they're going to find you here. Get out of the fucking car. Like, I was ready to go. And he's like, no, you want to fight? Come to my house. And then he just pulls a Yui and goes home. So then you and we went to the police station to file a report. Mostly just because I was like, okay, it's clearly not over,
Yep.
I think. Like, and what if he just comes to your house again with more kids? And so we fill out this police report. And yeah, it turns out he was like a 3-time convict.
4, 5, 6. Dude said he had a rap sheet long.
Dude.
It was like beating a police officer.
Oh, yeah. 2 counts of burglary, 2 counts of aggravated assault, then 1 count of aggravated assault on an officer.
And that says it all.
That says it all.
Those kids had no shot.
There's 2 things I took away from that time. I don't know if you remember this. We're sitting there, and he says the dude's rap sheet. And I was like on one, I guess. And I went, oh, bro, does that mean I have street cred now? Because he hit me in the face. And the policeman goes, yeah, kind of. You got street cred now. And I go, all right, well, if there's a new drug kingpin on the street tomorrow, it's not me. And he goes, don't ever fucking say that to a police officer.
I remember that now that you said it. I looked at you like...
We walked out of there, bro. We walked out of there and you went, bro, why did you say that? And I was like, let's go watch Avengers Infinity War. And that's what we did. I had like a bruise on my cheek and we're watching fucking Chris Evans.
I gotta call my grandma. Oh yeah, now we're in trouble because Bill just told the cop he's gonna be the next drug kingpin. I need you to come bail me out.
Dude, and the other thing I took away from
You said that in a police station.
Surrounded, bro. Surrounded. Nowhere to turn, I said it. That's so dumb. And but I mean, also, what are they gonna fucking do? You know what I mean? It's clearly a joke. But yeah, and then the other thing I took away from it was, and this is like, I'm 18, I'm fresh youth. I think maybe the world hadn't beaten me up yet, like enough, because I'm sitting there and like he says all these counts and that he's been to prison like several times. And I was like, I said to the police, I was like, it's crazy to me because like you'd think like obviously freedom's way better. So you'd think that they would, I don't understand why people don't turn it around, And the police officer says, honestly, like with people like this, all we can do as police officers is just hope that they break into the wrong house and get shot. And then it's not our problem anymore. And I remember sitting there like, holy shit, dude. Like, it was like as silly as it is.
Protect and serve.
Dude, I remember I was just like, oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that's, I guess.
He was talking about our dads.
True, dude. So anyways, yeah, that Squidward, I ended up seeing him almost a year later at a Save-A-Lot. I was like grocery shopping at a Save-A-Lot. And at the time I was a stepdad. And so it was just me and the baby. I think the mom was at work. He was checking out as I was like bagging my stuff. And I had sat, she was probably like, I don't know, a year and 2 months or something at the point. And I had set her up on like where you bag the stuff. And he was like checking out, and I noticed it. Like I did a double take, and I saw him, and it was mostly his nose. Like I saw his nose first, and I was in the middle of packing like this can of tuna, and I had like one of those intrusive thoughts where I was like, I'm gonna just fucking yeet this can as hard as I can at that fucking nose. I want to break that fucking nose because I was so mad I didn't get out of the car sooner.
Right.
When it all happened, and mostly because I'm a pussy, you know what I mean? Because I was mad that I didn't stand up for myself, and I just allowed myself to get assaulted and whatever. I don't know. Anyways, if I was there, if my girlfriend at the time was there that day, I would have been arrested. Because the only reason I didn't, I was like, if I get arrested, what happens to the baby?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so I was like, I just fucking packed the can of tuna. I was like, bro, I want so bad. And then I saw him again 6 months later in like Walmart. And dude, drugs got him bad. He was like deflated. You could see every bone in his face. I was like, I could have gone and he would have fucking fell over. It was kind of sad. And he was with like this teenaged kid. And actually it wasn't like a year later. It was like years later. So I was like, oh, this might be one of the kids that was in the fight. You know what I mean? And he looked like shit too. Like, and I was like, man, like it was a bummer, dude. I was like, it was like, finally I wasn't angry anymore. I was just like, bro, that's fucking sad.
Yeah. I saw him at a Circle K once, like a year after.
Oh, yeah.
And I was just like, is this going to happen? Because by then I had moved.
Oh, gotcha.
And I was like,
so yeah, if it was going to be unsettled score.
Little did he know, by then I was like 15, 16, and I could have laid a whooping on him.
Yeah.
I had hit those 2 years in life where it was no more games. I was ready for war.
Dude.
So
we still never
here.
figured out how to wrap it up. I still don't know. Because I don't know how it works on podcasts. I imagine it's the same, like and follow, essentially.
Yeah, like, follow, subscribe.
That's what it would be?
Join the Patreon.
Yeah, well, we don't have one yet, remember? We're
Patreon
gonna hit like
coming soon.
Yeah, hopefully Patreon coming soon.
And then other than that, get out of here, fuckers.
You're like, I'm not saying thanks for 1 fucking minute, dude.
Well, why am I saying thanks? You know, please come back and I guess thanks.
No, that's so funny. I love that. Yeah, no, seriously, thanks for listening. This was episode 2.
Cut the part where I said don't say.
Why would I say they should be thanking me?
I'm giving you this.
That's so
I got
good.
the gift of gab.
I got the gift of the gab, baby. All right, well, we appreciate it, guys, and we'll see you next time on the Hunter and Billy Can't Fight show.
Yeah, get out of here, fuckers.
Oh, we don't have an outro made yet. Do you just want to make one right now?
Hey. Get out of here, you little fuckers. And I'm in the big old truck. Yeah, I gotta go. Get on the road. Gotta go home. Yeah.